my first experience with both of them was before October 7th, and I was very blunt when I said that I want zero immigration of Muslims into the West. Period. Now, Mikhail had told me, like, well, in response, he said, I'm of French descent, and he said, well, I think France should have a caliphate. And it's like, oh, amazing. Obviously, much different beliefs than myself. I did. When have I ever been? When have Muslims ever considered me to be like on their side? There's not a Muslim on this app who's going to say that, like, I don't think they belong. That they should not be basically deported and not come into the United States or any area in the West. And it's not. Okay, like I have my pretty strong criticism of Israel, but I'm not. It's not someone like on the Muslim side.
There's a difference between criticizing Netanyahu for whatever policy his people. For example, we have a dumb bitch, a propagandist bitch, saying, "Why is there protests? Right? Why are there protests in Tel Aviv or Jerusalem?" Of course there are. They're saying you need to bring the hostages home. Defeat Hamas as soon as possible. They're not telling Netanyahu to stop the war. They're not telling him to stop the war and let Hamas become another genocidal attack against them. What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, I think what ends up happening...
between you criticizing your government, right, and calling for the destruction of a state. Bro, don't get it twisted.
So,
nobody's buying what you're shoveling. Nobody.
Pepe, the Muslims, I think what they do is they hear you being critical on the state of Israel and also the United States funding Israel in their campaign and stuff like that. And they hear you being critical and they're like, yeah, Allahu Akbar, he's on our side. And I'm like, hey, Pepe, I'm like, which one would you choose, the Muslims or the Jews? And you're like, oh yeah, the Jews, fuck the Muslims.
If I had to choose 10 times over, like, which group of people do I find a much better fit in the West? And
come on, Anthony. Just once.
At least threatening it's the Jews. I mean,
Hey, do I have to show your high school bond
I don't know. I know maybe some of you pro-Palestine people will take offense to that.
I have a question for clarification. If you had Thanos' gauntlet, you could get rid of one of the two people. Which one would you snap your fingers to get rid of? The Jews or the Muslims?
Whole kidding aside, you understand what I'm saying to you? Yeah, of course. Hey, you don't have to explain business to me. I'm gonna let you sleep one day, then you're gonna get the fuck up and you're gonna go get my
No, I'm talking about Thanos' gauntlet.
No problem. Wanna go for schwitz? If it's the one day you don't give me every penny.
Or if you could ask God to eliminate one of the two groups, which one would you get rid of? The Jews or the
Eliminate
Muslims?
Islam, the religion of pedophilia.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Judaism or Islam? Which one would you get rid of?
Islam, the religion of Muhammad, the pedo.
Hold on, guys. Can you both shut the fuck up? I'm not trying to be rude to you, Alpha, but I am Othello. But
our government back, APAC.
Pepe, which one would you get rid of and snap your fingers with the gauntlet? In the Infinity Sons.
Royal, anywhere I see you, until you bring that evidence for that claim, you're gonna keep on getting.
Yeah, but Royal's a little hoary. Just ignore her.
Because we have these blue-eyed, stupid, dumb, blonde bitches, no disrespect to blondes, we have these stupid, blue-eyed, blonde bitches sucking off Hamas, thinking they're doing the world a favor. No, you're not. We're going to destroy Hamas. We're going to send their pictures to your TV screens, right? And we're going to tell you and your ilk to go fuck themselves and keep crying on the streets of New York, bitch.
All
and don't forget to suck that good dick behind the bodega in Brooklyn.
Since Pepe's busy eating his Uber Eats right now and cleaning his
he's not answering because.
All right, Sarah, because he's busy cleaning his refrigerator, I will answer for him because. Oh, Matt.
Thank God. Oh, that wasn't.
They pay him though.
Oh, it's Pepe.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, no, we can't hear you.
Stop it. Yeah, you're back.
I can hear the refrigerator.
Now we can hear you.
Okay, amazing. Look, I look at it like this. I I don't think there's a natural alliance with Christians and Jews. We're different religions. Both sides have been antagonistic to each other, and Christian majority, the countries where Christians were in the majority, I guess you could say, don't have the best track record of treating them well. Muslims don't have the best track record of treating them or any other group well.
But Thanos has got one.
Sure. Okay. Sure. I find Jews as less threatening, but I don't look at. Kind of the problem with diversity is that when you get different religion and race and ethnicity are like the biggest fault lines. Do I think we are necessarily? How can I say Jews are somehow closer to Christians when Christians, with their different denominations, were incredibly bigoted towards each other? They fought with each other. They attempted to genocide each other. Oh, there's Jews, like a whole different fucking religion. Like, amazing. Are we natural allies with them? Like, not really. It's not how I see it. Do I think they're closer to us than Muslims? Yes.
So you'd say like Jews are annoying, but Muslims are murderous demons.
Hey, babe.
Oh, yes,
No,
I get
not all
it.
of
One
them.
thing that'll make me mad.
Most of
I'll give you this $1,000.
Huh?
I said, if you could say one thing.
No, I would just say, like-
all this $1,000.
Okay, where do you?
Say one thing that
Okay,
will make
so
me mad, and I'll give
It
you
also depends on like
$1,000.
which fucking Jews. Like
Are you
Jews
listening to me?
that were part of the diaspora in Europe, were they far more like European Christians in comparison to Muslims, which are mainly non-European? Yeah, obviously. But I don't know, like how when you have a completely different religion, you have to understand Christians killed each other over the differences in their religions. How similar are we to Jews? I guess I would just say, do I think Jewish? I'll just put a headshot on it. Ashkenazi Jews and some of the Sephardic Jews are more similar to Europeans in comparison to Muslims, like writ large. Yes.
I guess that's like which one is actively stating that they want to kill the Jews?
Oi, you're in my country now,
That's
English.
That's
Sorry, I don't understand ya. This is England. Afghanistan, English. Could be
Sure,
talking about anything.
I don't
It's
really
dangerous. You meant to be here, are ya?
Right.
but
I'm not
I've
going
already
anywhere.
said I don't
We're not
find.
moving until you do.
I was just
I find Jews to be less of a threat to.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
How do I put it? This is sound weird, but
Thank you.
I trust a.
When I get home, I am going to plunge my face between your perfect legs.
trust a Haredi Jew.
I would trust a Jew of whether they're despite whatever part of the world they come from, I would trust them more than a Bosnian Muslim or an Albanian Muslim. I do think that once again the major fault lines, race, ethnicity, religion. I do think their religion is very. It causes a lot of fucking problems. I do think that Muslims as a whole are far more problematic than Jews and Christians. I don't know how else to say it. Like, I'm not trying to.
We get thrown off the plane. We blow what?
I'm not trying to
All because Brown has a bad
church up Islam or whatever. I don't even know why the fuck I'm having this debate, to be honest.
What about the Israeli lobby?
So you were talking about.
Yes, Because the Israeli lobby and our government, I think, is absolute bullshit.
What about the Israeli lobby? The Saudi lobby.
They asked, you know, I still they asked the question.
Why did you talk about that?
Yeah. So, like, when it comes to, hold on, when it comes to, here's the difference. Here's the difference, okay? Like, APAC is out in the open. We can see who all of the funders are. We can. They're basically playing the fucking game legally. Do I think they should be registered as a foreign agent? Yeah, absolutely. Now, when it comes to the
It's 5 years of my life.
the Muslims, we can look at Qatar and a lot of them. Well, they do things like very shady and on the back end to try to influence America.
But the thing is this: nobody talks about the Arab lobby across Europe. Nobody talks about the Saudi lobby, the Qatari lobby, the Turkish. Did you know? In the past 10 years, the Saudis and the Qatari lobby, right, in the United States, have spent almost 5 times over the limit of what Israel and AIPAC has spent. So these guys are acting on Israel because of their one thing, anti-Semites. That's what it is. Otherwise, if they were really honest brokers of truth, they would actually call out all the other lobby groups. Israel, the AIPAC, is not lobbying institution, right, that is trying to transport it or transfer an ideology to the country or import an ideology to the country.
You would ask the question. Hold on,
Somebody
had asked the question for clarification. You said you don't know why you were having alpha.
Okay, but I would say this: I do think that like Israel tries to co-opt the American identity. Is that like somehow being Israeli first is the same as being America first? And this is not something new. Richard Nixon talked about this. I personally don't look at it in quite the same way. And I do despise a lot of them for trying to do that. Now, I do understand that when it comes to another group of people who I think are absolutely not our allies, Qatar and the Gulf Arab states that will fund universities and promote organizations in the United States, such as what the fuck is that? The Muslim organization, which is like tied to the Muslim. Well, no, there's one that's tied to the Muslim Brotherhood. CARE, yes. And
relations, yeah.
They're absolutely outlawed in the Gulf Arab states for a fucking reason. And I don't. What I do see is them trying to. I look at these Muslims as people that are not only trying to influence us to take their side, but these are also people that are inherently anti-Western and are willing to go to war with us and subjugate us by any means necessary to fit their religious and ideological agenda. I do think that the Muslims are much more dangerous to the West than Jews are. I think you get a lot of these low IQ people who just like blame Jews for every fucking thing that goes wrong.
The Taiwanese have had protests in America, in Australia, and across Europe. The Chinese have had protests across America, in Australia, and in Europe. But none of them ever, not the Chinese, not the Taiwanese, not the Vietnamese, not anybody else, not the Kurds, not the Armenians. Hold on. None of them during their protests have ever burned the flag of the country in which they live. Right? Let me give you an example. When the Kurds were protesting across Europe, right, against Turkey, they were protesting in Germany, they were protesting in Britain, they were protesting in Norway. But while they were protesting in those very same countries, they never burned the flags of those countries, despite their relations with Turkey.
No, I get what you're saying. I get
you Western.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I do think that inherently the pro-Palestinian side is far more anti-Western.
Yes.
I would say that even what you see in the United States is that, and I've heard the reaction, particularly amongst the veterans here in the United States. Where you get the pro-Palestine marches, and they will replace the American flag with the Palestinian flag, and then they'll even desecrate our flag. I don't really see the pro-Israeli side doing that very much. I do think that the pro-Palestine movement is inherently anti-Western.
Understanding.
Listen.
What about proud to be a Iroquois?
Look.
Were you like, oh, if someone said proud to be German?
Listen. I have the same issues with those. My issue is that a lot of the minorities proud to be Iroquois, proud to be this, proud to be whatever. Those are socially acceptable. They're not.
Okay, we're shutting it all down. That's enough, Pepe.